Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another journey with J&D Drives. Today is the 9th of March 2024 and it's just after 4 p.m. on Saturday. So this drive today will take you from the Pine to Fort George Heights just to show the different types of residences and homes in Barbados. Some of them can be quite extreme, from the very wealthy to the very poor, and we just wanted to do a drive through two very popular neighborhoods. We're beginning from I know this area as Bishop's Court Hill, so we've turned off there off Cullimore Rock and entered Pine Gardens. The first place of interest here on the left is the Canadian High Commission. Not sure who's died, but they have their flag at half-mast. And then there's the People's Cathedral on the right. A very popular school and church. Church is the People's Cathedral, but then there's a primary school attached to it. So these homes here should be familiar to all you Barbadians who left home years ago, and you should remember this area because it's an old, affluent neighborhood. We're going to take a circle through Phillip, I think this is Phillip Avenue, Phillip Drive. Yes, Phillip Drive. This is almost like an artery through the Pine Gardens because you can use it to get from Cullimore Rock to Bridgetown, basically, because it's going to take us across the Pine Hill. So we're taking a slow drive through here because these roads are quite bumpy and there's a speed hump. I'm not sure why we would need a speed hump here, a road hump here, given the number of holes in the road. And this is a main road going through Pine Gardens. Take a note of the architecture out here. Very large properties with high walls and the houses built quite off the road. And this road here, we're gonna turn left on Pine Hill, and then when we come back up you will see it from the other angle. To the right is the St. Winifred's School. That's an abandoned house on the left, quite a large one. This is the Governor's Mansion on our left, Newlands, Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados. To the right is State House, the official residence of the President of Barbados. And to the left here is where the British High Commissioner lives. So we're just going to go down to the Nita Barrow roundabout and turn. But just for a geographical perspective, where that truck is going, that would take us into Belleville. And straight ahead, Belmont Road taking you into Bridgetown. We've just turned on the Neterboro roundabout and we're going right back up to Pine Hill. This is the official entrance for the President's house there. You can see the guards there. Right ahead of us is the British High Commissioner's residence. All to the left is State House. And again to the right here, the Governor's Mansion. St. Winifred School on the left. This is a very affluent area. On the left and the right, you can see the right here, the Guyanese consulate. And on the left and the right would be the residences of many ambassadors and generally wealthy people. Look at this one on the right with the high hedge. So we're going to go all the way around just so that you can see that from another angle. But this road here, this is still Pine Hill. And it brings us out to Pine Plantation Road, which you can use if we go left to get back to 2 Mile Hill and Government Hill, or turn right, which is what we're doing. Pine Plantation Road. Some dilapidated structures on the left there. So we're going right back into Pine Gardens. There's another entrance to Pine Gardens. When we come around, we're going to go left. So you're going to get to see most of the, well, not most of Pine Gardens, but the main roads through Pine Gardens. You're going to see most of the houses along those stretches. So we're going into Pine Gardens. These areas, this area rather, you would see older type houses built over 50 years ago in some cases, and even longer. This is an old development with architecture that is no longer in use, but then you would still see some of the properties that were modernized, and you can see traces of older type structures with newer features. So the area is going through somewhat of a renaissance, and it's remained residential, unlike other areas like this that slowly transition to commercial spaces. So this road takes you right back out to where we just started, going right down to the People's Cathedral. And we're going to turn right again on Phillip Drive. So I think you got a little idea, a good idea of what the properties look like out here. They're very large, as I said. see the high walls and hedges that obscure most of the properties, so the beauty is hidden. Some of them are quite elaborate. This one, for example, on the left, so here we are back at the end of Phillip Drive at Pine Hill, but this time we're turning right. Now we just drove here, so it's going to look familiar to you and it could be a bit repetitive, but we just wanted to give you the loop and then show you, compared to the Pine itself and Fort George Heights. So this area that we are driving out of is Pine Gardens. Past here again, Guyanese consulate on the right, and so on. Notice the architecture out here. The houses are much smaller at this end and closer to the road, and almost, well, some of them have no walls or just little barriers. This is a very, very busy corner. At one time you would see vendors out here selling nuts or various items. The last vendor was a very famous nuts vendor, but he passed away. So we're turning right again onto Pine Plantation Road. You have to be very careful at this junction. And here we go. So earlier we turned right, and that's where we looked at the other entrance for Pine Gardens, and now we are going left onto Pine East-West Boulevard. Go left, and this is called Pine East-West Boulevard. That's the animal nutrition unit on the left, and off to the right is Pine. We're going to take a drive through Pine so that you can see. It's right opposite Pine Gardens, and you will see Pine itself. So in Barbados, you tend to find places known as the heights and the terraces and gardens and so on. This is a good example. And off to the left, deep left, way across on the other side, is the Prime Minister's official residence, Elaro Court. But we're going to do another video on Elaro Court and State House and so on at another time. So we're coming all along Pine East-West Boulevard, and to the left is the Ministry of Transport and Works, MTW. Barbados Licensing Authority on the left there. If we went straight ahead, we would reach the ABC Highway, but we're going to turn right and go through the Pine. This is the Pine. So any potential visitors to Barbados watching this video, depending on how you arrive, you probably won't ever see this spot. It's a more of a depressed area. Very, very populated. The cars are just parked on the side of the road. Most of them don't have a driveway, or the driveways may be quite tiny. Some of them use their driveways as spaces to build up little shops. As you can see, there's a police temporary station there to control crime. Right ahead of us again is the MTW that you can see across the way. You can't drive there from here. So some people build on little shops to the side of these homes, the sides of these homes, and they sell drinks and sandwiches, or as they would be called in Barbados, cutters, ham cutters, juices. This is an unfinished structure there. This is an example of a shop on the left, and yet another one going down a bit of an incline. They would call it a hill. Right ahead of us is one of those shops, village shops. The autobiography of the former Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave, he speaks quite a bit about the importance of village shops in building communities in Barbados and giving trust or credit to residents who otherwise would be unable to feed their families until payday. And these steep hills here, being close to licensing authority, this is where many learners come to learn to drive and double clutch and balance their clutches and so on. So we're back on to East-West Boulevard. And in case you didn't see the Pine clearly, we are going back, but this time to exit to take you on to Fort George Heights. Barbados Licensing Authority to the left. And we enter the Pine. Earlier we went straight, but now we're going to make this left. This is in the heart of the Pine. You can see the little Princess Mary Lane, and the all of the different streets are named. It's a very, very populated area, and this back exit takes us into Wildey. So to the left is Errol Barrow Park. This road is 6th Avenue, Wildey. May remember Wildey from a previous video, but what this road does is that it connects the Pine on the right to Wildey. So we've just turned here, we're going on, this is Meadow Road, and we turn off Meadow Road onto Wildey Road. And then on the left here is the Sanitation Services Authority. Look at this house here with the paling as a wall. Very, very popular barricade. Some housing areas. Just showing you the architecture of those townhouses, government type of housing solution. One block with various homes. Some of them are individual houses. On the left it's called Parkinson Field. So we're leaving Wildey Road and joining rather the ABC Highway. Another dangerous corner there. We're on the Errol Barrow section of the ABC Highway, and if you've seen our roundabout videos, you should remember this roundabout here is called the roundabout at Wildey. So we will just make a loop right here by the Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology. And we're going in the opposite direction. We just came out of that road there, Wildey Road, and we're going down this hill that some people refer to as BET Hill. I explained that in a previous video. Right ahead of us is the heart of Wildey, and we make this left turn taking us to Upton. And this is Highway R. Takes you all the way down to Frere Pilgrim and Boarded Hall. All areas that we've covered in previous videos. Now this is another upscale area here. Upton. You can see there's some apartments and larger houses, and again the homes are set off the road. Quite a different feature from the lower cost residential areas where the homes are almost on the main road. We've just passed the Garfield Sobers Sports Complex on our right, and we're entering Port George Heights. Now this is a very popular development, and at the entrance there's a roundabout, and there's so many different avenues in here. We couldn't possibly show you everything, but we'll just give you a nice view of some of them. Again, notice the features, the high hedges, tall hedges, and the high walls. Look at this structure right ahead of us, a beautiful home. Some might call it a mansion. Look at another house here. It's very large. Second roundabout. Let's just go through here. Some nice houses in here for you to consider. This is a very popular one here. So this drive is designed to give our viewers an idea of the types of housing solutions you find in Barbados and the differences between upscale and lower cost housing. This route was actually planned by my son JP, who isn't saying much but is here directing me and being a very efficient co-pilot. So we're back to this second roundabout. We'll just take you through one or two more avenues and then end today's journey. But before we do that, we just want to remind you, please, if you like these videos, to share them to any Barbadians living overseas or other Caribbean nationals who've never visited Barbados and may be curious, want to visit it one day. Also subscribe to our channel and like the videos, because when you do that, it causes others to see it. Very large area. You're seeing it from a different angle here. Very, very modern facilities. And back to this second roundabout. We're just gonna go back through here. Take you down to Sunset Drive North. And all of this just to give you an idea of the types of houses you find at Fort George Heights. Okay, so thank you very much for journeying with us today. On behalf of JP and Dad, we're saying goodbye until the next time. And feel free to make any recommendations of tours or routes that you would like to see plotted out in Barbados. Have a good day. We're signing off. It's now 20 to 5 on the 9th of March 2024.